This video is just giving you some easy tips for using timers in your classroom. I have found that timers in my classroom sometimes can be a motivator for kids to be on task and get stuff done, especially competitive students. They will want to beat the timer, and it helps keep me on track as a teacher because sometimes I tend to not keep track of time and go over or not allow enough time. And in general, it just makes everything run smoother and on time that you have planned. So I'm going to talk about 3 different types of timers and how you can use them. So the first type of timer is a Google timer. And that's just going to your Google search engine and searching the timer. If you go to the Google search bar, just type in timer, you're going to be given this screen by default. You have a timer and you also have a stopwatch. So even if you just want to keep track of how much time you're using, you can do that. But if you want to use the timer feature, you can put in any time you want to just by clicking on it and then changing the amount of time. When you click start, it's going to start the time. And I have a projector in the front of my classroom, so I like to make it large. And then it eliminates the questions from the students of how much time do we have left. And they can do a bit of self-regulation as well. They know how much time has elapsed. They know how much time is left. I use this when I do SAT practice sections. I do this with timed writings for AP exams, and I just kind of use this when I tell them that they're in group work and I'm going to give them 15 minutes to do it. So it's on the board, everybody's on the same page, and sometimes, and I'm going to say a lot of times, if they're in group work and there's a timer, they'll even re-engage themselves in a classroom discussion when that time is up, as long as they've been paying attention to it. Type of timer that I'm going to talk about is just a simple tab timer. And there's some really good uses for tab timers in that you can be active in another window, but still see the amount of time you have left. If you search in the Google search bar, tab timer, the first thing that's going to come up is going to be timer-tab.com. If we click on that, then that's automatically going to bring us to this version of tab timer. So if you'll notice, you have timers that you can set in the screen. You can do a stopwatch, you can do an alarm clock, you can do a timer. And up here, it will show you how much time you have left. If you open another window and you're doing something, you can still see how much time you have left. And if you start it like this, then it will count down actively and you will be able to see this. This doesn't work well with a projector to let an entire class know, but I even use it just to keep track of my own time, or if we have to utilize another screen for an activity, then we can still keep this up there, and it keeps me as a teacher honest on time and the students honest on time as well. The third type of timer that I'm going to talk about today are just simple YouTube timer videos. There are a ton of them out there. You can get them with sound, without sound, with an alarm at the end or not an alarm at the end. They come with a picture. It's very visual. It's good for the kids. I even have students that will search for timers and send them to me when we use them, especially for those times when I use them on a regular basis. If you go to YouTube, search, for example, 30-minute timer in the search bar, then this is what you're going to get. This first one is just a simple countdown. There's no sound to it, and then there is a sound at the end to indicate the end of the 30 minutes. This is a more active timer. The second one, it's a bomb, and the fuse will actually count down as well. So there will be a bomb that goes off in the end. There are some that just have pictures like this. There's a dog that barks at the end of it. You can get some that are really funky and move with lots of color. And this little planet is like a disco ball. And there's free music with that. and there's some that are just a timer and they just have nice scenes, and it's just good to have a different environment in your classroom. Now, as an extension to this third type of timer, if you have a PowerPoint presentation that you want to be able to time, or a Google Slide presentation that you want to be able to time, you can actually embed those YouTube timer videos into your PowerPoint presentations. This means that you can automatically start timing, have, for example, a writing prompt on the screen at the same time that you have a timer. This is what that looks like. You can see the timer. You can also see the task. Now you may ask, how do we do that? This is a Google slide with a free-write prompt on this Google slide, and what I want to add to this slide is going to be a YouTube timer video. How we do that is you go up here to the Insert tab, and we're going to go down to the fourth one, which is a video. It's going to bring up three options. You can just search YouTube. You can paste any URL that you've copied from the internet, or you can go to any video that is in your Google Drive. So if we go back to search, we can just search, say, 10-minute timer, and find all those videos. And all these options, here you can see the bombs. Here's a little nice background. And we're going to come down here and select this video that we had before and select that. So that is going to insert that video there. Now that looks a little off kilter, so I am going to arrange that on the slide so it looks more centered. And then what I want to do is go over here and autoplay when presenting. If I selected this, then that means when this slide turns over, that timer's automatically going to start. If you just don't select this one, then it won't start automatically when you present over to this slide. You will have to do that manually. This is a video that just summarizes how I use timers in my classroom and how you can easily use them too. Thanks.